January 22nd, 1945. Hill 170, Kango, Burma. Lieutenant Colonel Simon Trevor of No. 1 Commando gripped his M1 Garand rifle, scanning the jungle tree line through the pre-dawn haze. Around him, 24 men waited on the northern slope, each armed not with a Lee Enfield, but with a weapon few British soldiers had ever seen, an American semi-automatic rifle. Cut to close-up, M1 Garand bolt gliding forward, metallic click. Narrator, VO. In 90 minutes, 300 Japanese soldiers would charge this hill in a suicidal assault. The commandos would be outnumbered 12-1. Their survival would depend on a single weapon, a weapon that changed warfare forever. Music, slow rising tension, deep drums and strings. Scene 2, the firepower difference. Visuals. Split-screen animation. One soldier cycling a Lee Enfield bolt, another firing a Garand smoothly. Overlay text, rate of fire, Enfield, 15 rounds, min, Garand, 24 rounds, min. Narrator, VO. A trained rifleman with a British Lee Enfield could fire 15 aimed rounds per minute, the fastest bolt-action rifle ever made. But an American with a Garand could fire 24. One man could match the firepower of nearly 2 British riflemen. Sound design overlapping rifle fire. Bolt-action clicks versus rapid semi-auto shots. Narrator, VO. The math was brutal. The M1 Garand gave its users a rate of fire that could decide not just a firefight, but an entire battle. Scene 3, the man behind the rifle. Visuals. Archival photos. Early 1900s mills, lathes, and blueprints. Slow zoom on a young machinist. Narrator, VO. The story of the Garand begins far from the battlefield, in a Canadian workshop. January 1st, 1988, Saint-Rémy, Quebec. John Cantius Garand was born on a small farm 17 miles south of Montreal. At 11, he moved to Connecticut, where his father found work in a textile mill. By 12, young John was sweeping factory floors. By 18, he was a machinist, fascinated by the rhythm of gears and pistons. Visuals. Blueprints fade in. Garand's early rifle sketches. Narrator, VO. He taught himself engineering through mail courses, and in 1916, he turned his attention to firearms. 2 years later, his semi-automatic rifle design caught the attention of the U.S. Navy. And by 1919, he was working at Springfield Armory. Scene 4, reinventing the rifle. Visuals. Black and white factory footage, workers assembling rifles. Narrator, VO. Springfield Armory was a relic of another era, slow, inefficient, and unprepared for modern war. Garand saw what few others did. The next conflict would be won by the nation that could arm its soldiers fastest and best. He envisioned a rifle that fired every time you pulled the trigger, no bolt to cycle, no pause to aim again. A weapon that tripled a soldier's rate of fire and changed the balance of power. Cut to animation, primer-actuated design, gas-operated system evoluti.